So I believe there has been a radical shift in terms of the transition of the loyalty landscape, specifically in the loyalty hospitality industry, the I would say the luxury hospitality industry, which is there. So I believe if we just go back maybe some 10 to 12 years back, so the only type of loyalty program which was there was the points-based program which was there. But now there has been a kind of a transition from a points-based program to a kind of a tier-based program, then to the rewards-based program, the experiential program which is there, and also the transformative programs which are there. So I believe again when I'm talking about the loyalty landscape, I will primarily be dividing into three parts. So first is the transactional loyalty which is there, in which the people are getting engaged with your brand, your hotel brand which is there only when they are getting good deals at a transaction level. That would be one. The second would be the kind of a behavioral loyalty. When I'm talking about behavioral loyalty, whenever the brand is able to change the behavior of the consumer through the value proposition which they are providing to them, then also the loyalty is being created. The third one is the irrational loyalty, wherein whether you are getting a deal, whether you are getting a good discount or not, or even if you are not able to kind of deliver on some of the promises which are there, yet the customer would be loyal to you. So I think one of the biggest expectation or the biggest ask which the hotel brands would be having is to move the needle from the transactional loyalty to the irrational loyalty which is there. Now, in terms of the challenges, if I talk about, so I believe firstly, a lot of the hotel chains which are there, they operate on a lot of legacy systems. So one of the biggest challenges kind of integrating these legacy systems with the new age loyalty platforms or other third-party platform which are there. So again, a lot of intensive investment is required for integrating the legacy system that is there. Second is also in terms of getting more out of the data and analytics which is there. So today when people are transacting with you, so both at an offline level and online level, they are leaving a lot of data footprints. So now as a responsible brand, so they just need to kind of work on these data points where the integration of these data points is there, and they are able to get some inferences and insights out of this data, so that they are able to kind of convert these insights into action and get a value proposition which is more in favor of the consumer also and the brand also. So I believe when you are talking about the hospitality industry, so it is very need driven and intent based. Unless and until the person would not be having a requirement to stay even for a business purpose or for a leisure purpose, in spite of you giving them good offer or good discounts, they will not be coming to you. Hence, one of the biggest I think the dependency or an opportunity which luxury hospitality chains are having in terms of expanding their member engagement and member base is kind of leveraging on the partnership with the like-minded brands which would be there. So primarily when I'm talking about a newer version of the loyalty vertical or the loyalty program, so that is the enterprise level loyalty program which is there, which primarily takes care of the business which is coming from the partnerships which is there. So today when I'm talking about the partnership, again whenever the member is coming and staying with your hotel, so that could be the frequency would be let's say maybe in a kind of a 5 to 7 times in a year. However, when you're talking about the overall member engagement, so typically something like a retail or the BFSI, there the frequency could be in the range of let's say 30 to 35 times a year. Now you just need to kind of bridge the gap. In that case, you just need to kind of partner with some of the like-minded brands to kind of create an ecosystem wherein your members going to your partners are also kind of earning the loyalty points of your program, and you are able to kind of recognize them. I think one of the biggest takeaway from all the eco-based loyalty programs which are there at this point of time, I think there is a great opportunity to create something on the line of LaaS, which is the LaaS. You would have heard about SaaS, which is software as a service. How about something like a loyalty as a service, wherein you are kind of extending the platform, where even the partners or the brands who are not having the loyalty program, they can come on your platform and avail loyalty as a service and get more members also, and in return you are able to kind of give your members an opportunity to earn also and to engage with some of the brands which are beyond your industry. So I believe some of the examples here could be if you are able to kind of integrate some level of gamification and some level of experiences where your members are feeling engaged, I think you can get more out of your loyalty program. One of the prime example in this case would be let's suppose you are kind of getting in touch with one of the premium concierge which would be there. So in that case, what you can do is that people can redeem their points to get something from the concierge in the form of some beautiful bouquets. The flower bouquets could be there. Even kind of getting access to some experiential events like the F1 race or something like that. So even if you are able to kind of do that thing, it will be a win-win situation not only for the brand but also for your consumers also. So I believe data holds a great value when it comes to the member engagement within the loyalty program, which would be there. See, we need to understand like what kind of data we are getting from this loyalty program. So like the data can be categorized into 3 or 4 broad buckets. So starting from the personal data in terms of who your customer is, where they are coming from, which company they work for, all the personal data that would be there. That is one. Second is the transactional data to decode the kind of spend behavior or stay behavior which is there. So like you can just kind of decode that in terms of understanding the requirement that why the customer is coming to you, and when they are coming to you, what kind of spend pattern they are having and where all they are spending. That could be second. The third could be the responsiveness to the offers or the promotions which you are running for them, to understand what kind of promotions are being liked by them. So like if you are having these kind of data and you marry all the data points, so you will be able to kind of create an ecosystem wherein before reaching out to the customer, you will be able to understand who your customer is and what entices them, and you are reaching out to them with something of their relevance. In that case, again, some of the things which brand needs to keep in mind is like, again, when the data is there and you are kind of driving some inferences and insights from the data and developing something customized for your member, it not only enhances the member experience, that they will feel, okay, so like the brand knows me and they are offering me something which is of relevance to me. Not only that, from brands perspective also, what's happening is that the brands are cutting short on a lot of communication cost. So like again, today when you are sending a communication to 100,000 people with the same communication, it might be possible out of that maybe let's say 80,000 people are the kind of people for whom this communication doesn't matter or it is not relevant to them. But if you are doing a proper due diligence in terms of, okay, so like this is something which my customer likes, so you need to kind of create the cohorts in terms of, okay, so like cohort A, these kind of the people who really like some value offers which would be there. Then you are having cohort B, which would be like people are the discount seekers. Cohort C could be, okay, so like these are the people who are looking for the personalized experiences in terms of something when they're coming to the hotel, the personalized stationery is there, the personalized cakes are there and stuff like that. So basis that, if you are able to kind of offer something, it will be a kind of a very meaningful, delightful experience for the consumers. That would be there. I think one of the biggest challenges is also kind of marrying the data to integrate the complete offline and online journey which is there. So in that case, how the stuff is happening whenever the customer is on your website or the mobile app, so in that case, basis the data footprints which the customers have left, you will be able to kind of design the homepage or design the complete journey in accordance with the needs of the consumer. That would be one. Second, when the consumer is there at the hotel for the end mile delivery, as it needs to be done in personal only. So in that case also, like since you will be having this data points, you will be able to fulfill all the things which are coming from that data. So I believe there are 3 important tenets of any loyalty program where the intent is to increase the customer experience or to enhance the customer experience. So one is the data, second is the technology, and third one is the content. So as a responsible brand, you just need to strike a perfect balance between these 3 things. So starting from the data, so like again, understanding your consumer, what works from them and what is being liked by them, what are their needs and preferences, that would be the first. Second is like today, most of the loyalty programs are kind of working on the database, which doesn't run into, I would say, millions, but billions and trillions. So like to scale it up, you definitely need to have technology in place. So that would be the second part. The third is the content. So one content would not work for everyone. So one size fits all would not be the right thing here. So like you really need to kind of customize your content in terms of reaching out to the same person. It could be possible the tonality or the offer which you are giving to them, that is same. However, the content is kind of curated in such a manner that the customer feel a lot of relevance into that thing, and they feel that this is something which is exclusively for me. So that would be there. Second is also like I believe when it comes to the customer experience. So customer experience is all about kind of making the person feel how they want it to be felt. So in that case, you have to make sure that again, like you are kind of not only focusing on the loyalty program, because loyalty program is one of the drivers. See, at the end result or the outcome with which we all are working is to create the loyalty towards the brand. So you have to make sure that both offline and online you need to kind of integrate all the data points, also the tech friction which is there, so that should not be there. It should not happen that when the customer is coming to your website, he's getting a seamless experience. However, when the same person is going to the or in the offline manner, so their customer experience is getting hampered. So that is something which the brands needs to take care of. So yeah, I think like and also the thing is like when it comes to the customer experience, so the onus lies with anyone or everyone who is dealing with the consumer. It's not only the responsibility of the loyalty department or the marketing department to enhance the customer experience. So everyone needs to take the onus to make sure that the customer experience is being fulfilled and they are moving delightfully. So I believe it's a great platform where people with diverse backgrounds and people from varied industries are coming, interacting with each other, sharing their best practices in terms of what they are doing differently to make sure the customer experience is a top notch for their industry. And I think it's a good opportunity for different people from different industry to kind of leverage the benefits or the best practices which have been adopted by other players. And second thing is also it's a kind of a good networking event where people tend to break the ice, interact with each other, and get to know what's happening in other industries for their domain also. So yeah, I really like that thing. And hopefully for next year also, like we'll be having the same kind of experience.